Testing. There it is. Okay, finally. So yeah, hello everybody. Welcome back to Senstaku's ADHD stream. I'm in the middle of trying to figure out why my auto capture device distorting all the audio coming for. So this is an issue that I have pretty regularly, basically every day. And normally, like I'll start up Elgato and software that I use to capture how it's working. Which is the software that I use to capture the video and audio from my PS4. And it will every day basically it'll come in distorted, like it'll like I'm only getting half the bit rate from the audio coming through the HDMI. It's crunchy and distorted and doesn't sound good. Hard to listen to. And I have to close down Elgato and reopen it. And typically, once or twice, if I do that once or twice, it'll fix itself. This time, I did it 15 times and it would not fix itself until I came on and fixed my audio interface over here. Because I came over here and I started talking and you guys couldn't hear me because my audio interface wasn't sending the audio to OBS. When I fixed that, I fixed this. I think what's happening is that there's some sort of weird interaction between my interface, my Behringer interface, and Elgato, causing it to disrupt the audio. I feel like that's what's. Anyways, hello and welcome back. I forgot to grab a drink while I was doing that because I was fighting with the thing. So I'll get to that in a second. We're back with more Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've returned to where we belong, the sewers. So, last time we completed a whole bunch of side quests and went to try to figure out a way to get a plate that has crashed. That Don Corneo might probably know how to get up onto the plate, but turns out Don Corneo's in hiding. So Leslie, guards, is help us find Don Corneo so we can get our answers. In return for us letting him terrible things to the Don, and quite frankly, I'm fine with him doing terrible things. Last time there wasn't no getting off of this train. We're on this train. Don't make no stops. Yes, the train doesn't make any stops because it's not a train. Metaphor is getting away from me. I'm going to grab a drink because I need one. So let me turn on my headphone sounds and y'all can just chill with this music for a little bit. Won't take me too long. My refrigerator is that way, like 30 feet that way, somewhere around that, somewhere in that range. So it shouldn't take me more than a few seconds. Sure, entertain yourselves for that short a period of time. Not. There's good music. See, I'm back. It wasn't that one. Miss me? Okay. So. Morning. I'm drinking. So, since my Coke with coffee went over so well yesterday, this morning I'm drinking Coca-Cola Energy. Similarly to the Coke with coffee, this is a new product that started hitting shelves recently. It's what it says on the tin. It's a Coca-Cola energy drink. Got guarana, B vitamins, and caffeine. Then, let's see. What flavor is it? It's Coca-Cola flavored. You ever mixed a Coke with a Red Bull? Okay. So that's what Cloud looks like as a toad.
And don't come back.
God, when a mega potion doesn't heal you, it doesn't heal you to full anymore.
Take him out.
Yeah, the reason why I like putting HP absorb on my
I got your number.
the reason why I like putting HP absorb on my deadly dodge here is because it means that I can heal myself without spending any mana.
You're good at this.
Told you so.
Seriously. Calling fire. Burn. You're mine.
Kill the turtle man.
Keep it together.
Give him your all. Come on.
Hell yeah!
Maybe dial it back a little.
Yeah, so we've been in this area before, but last time we were in this area, we exited over here. But as you can see, over here is not an exit anymore. Because the train graveyard, which is through that area, was under the plate when it fell.
No holding back, no closure.
Oh god damn it! I don't have the headband on.
Help, do you?
Give me your best shot.
Gotta stay on top of things. You're up.
Okay, let's go. Freeze! Would kill for a shower.
I really need a piece of armor that has at least three materia in it, and two of which, ideally 4, and both are linked. But the fact that I have to go back down to 2 to get a linked armor at the moment sucks.
You ready? And there you have it. The mark of avalanche. Right. Jesse and Big stashed a skeleton key down here.
I never got the chance to thank them for what they did.
Tifa.
Let's just keep moving, okay?
Hate to interrupt, but the trunk line's just through that door. The one over there?
Yeah, we heard you. Made it. About time.
This way. There should be a door with Corneo's mark on it around here somewhere.
Right there. And to pass by this way earlier.
Hey, wasn't this locked before?
Your time to shine. Clear the path ahead, would you?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Why did you help us out before? You could have lost everything.
Andrea, you told me to.
That really it?
And I couldn't bring myself to let it happen again.
Huh?
Hello, Mask of Black.
Doesn't
Is
matter.
loading the stream.
Let's go.
So yeah, this thing was locked before. Now we can get down it.
Y'all done did it now.
That's where Corneo is. And we need to find him.
Here we go.
Oh, we need to find and talk to him. But killing him's not all.
Say goodbye. Going in. All right.
Stagger the crab.
See ya. Shit. Here we go. You're done.
Don't die. For some reason, you're seeing yesterday's chat log. I have no idea why you're doing that.
Enough of you.
Did you not turn off the stream at all yesterday?
Let's try that again.
Hope you don't mind hopping.
How can you guard your ass from your front? Come on.
No holding back. Let's do it. It's over. Let's go.
Wait. We're getting close to Corneo's hideout. From here on, I'll take the lead.
Oh, so you're gonna fight Leslie. It definitely tastes like Red Bull with Coke in it. And William on at some point? William and I tried to do this once before. The issue is that William's at work right now. Unlike me, William has a job.
This it.
Yeah,
So how are we supposed to get topside?
through here.
Then you're telling me we're not done?
Sorry, guys, but it's not that simple.
No! Wait! We gotta catch him!
Huh?
He took the key to the door! Without it, we're screwed!
Let's go.
Run after that little bastard. While I'm running after that little bastard. The hell is that thing? You'll find out in a second. Right now, I need to swap some things around and get the elemental materia back on my fire weapon. Oh, and definitely everybody to have their star pendants.
Bastard went that way. Hey, don't there.
Sahagin are very strong against physical attacks, but they're weak against magic and specifically fire. But they also turn you into a frog. Are we still doing the Critical Thinking podcast? We're working on it. We're trying to figure that out.
Gotta be careful.
This week has been, or this year has been quite a year for everyone, particularly the people involved in the Critical Thinking podcast. The plan is to get back to it at some point, but we can't exactly say when.
See ya. Going in.
No need to panic.
Burn. Let's do this.
Unfortunately, the big issue is that
Nothing personal.
as fun as the Critical Thinking podcast is, it doesn't bring in any money. None of our podcasts do, really. So while I'm unemployed, it's very difficult to justify doing the Critical Thinking podcast. Both from a emotional, like sort of mental health standpoint and also a financial standpoint. We're done.
Where the hell did that thing run off to?
Oh, as if this wasn't enough fun already.
Jack and Jeremy.
Gear you up ahead. It's that thing's dead.
I mean,
Keep
you
it
can
up.
still see Jack and Jeremy on our Wednesday and Thursday games. They're both working. They both still have jobs. I don't.
Gonna take you all out!
One by one. All done.
So yeah. The thing that we're hunting here is called an Abzu Shote. It's the offspring of Don Corneo's pet Abzu. So yeah, the big thing that we fought when Don Corneo dropped us down to the sewer, this is its kids.
That's a win.
We ain't got time to play hide and seek, little shit!
So tired.
Little fucker from hell. Yeah, basically.
Go for it, asshole!
They're very durable. Much like the Sahagin, they are very
never in doubt.
tough physically, but weak to magic. And specifically fire magic. Come here, little shit.
Coming through.
Out of our way!
About damn time.
Stay still.
Oh, come on! I got that Kiraga off well before Cloud died.
I'm not going out like this. Dylan! Get down! Finish him off!
Life changed much for me under the Biden administration? Dude, the Biden administration's been in power for less than a month. No, life hasn't changed much yet, but it's only been a month. It's gonna take more than a month to fix shit that went wrong for the past 4 years.
Mind taking over?
My turn.
It's very, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to break things. It takes a lot of time to fix things.
Calling fire.
No surprises there.
I mean, just think about it like in relation to swords. It can take weeks to a month to craft a sword, but it only takes a second to break it.
Turn up the pressure.
Yeah, our system as government is designed, is by design, takes a long time to do anything. It's very, very difficult to do anything. Particularly when a good portion of the government literally immediately began obstructing the process in order to make themselves look better for their re-election campaign.
I won't give up. Ain't dead yet. Be careful. Sloppy. Going in.
I can't. I won't. I'm not going out like
Guess
this.
it's my turn. Asshole.
But I tell you, in less than a month, it's been nice to be able to listen to my president talk without having to cringe myself inside out and change channel. So that's been nice. And you know, every day the news cycle isn't devoted to what did the president
good
do
at
this
this.
time.
Told you so.
Though a disturbing amount of the media does seem to have, from what I understand, the Canadian government isn't doing much better right now. There's a disturbing amount of the media is like along the same lines of, it's been a month and Biden hasn't fixed everything, cured cancer, you know, Biden hasn't fixed everything, cured cancer, solved world hunger. Why isn't he doing that yet? And it's like, Jesus Christ. Not 4 months ago, it was a miracle if our president could wipe his ass successfully. Now you're expecting him to be Jesus. It doesn't work that way.
Got you now. So, gonna make us work for it, are you? I'm not gonna hurt you, little fella. So just stay.
I don't think he believes you, Barrett.
Keep your cool.
No need to worry.
Say goodbye.
Need my help, do you? Get your ass out of here.
Ottawa is doing better than a lot of other cities in Canada.
Suck on this. Check out this shit right here.
No, I'm given to understand that the Conservative Party in Canada is just as crazy, if not more so, than the Conservative Party here in the States.
Gotcha. Let me handle it. Give him your all.
In that they pointed at what President Trump was doing and said, let's do that,
Bring it.
but here in Canada.
Ain't got nothing on me.
At least that's what my friends in BC tell me. Similarly, I don't keep up with Canadian politics myself because I can't. I'm too busy with my own. They literally attack the Constitution. That's the opposite of conservatism. They call themselves conservatives. I don't like. Sure, it's the opposite of what conservatism is supposed to mean by definition, but they call themselves conservatives, so I'm going to call them conservatives until conservatives get their shit sorted out. I was arguing to Austin the other day. It's like the Republicans can't disown the Republican Party and continue to act like the Republican Party. If they call themselves the King of England, you wouldn't call them that? Well, there's a difference in that the King of England is a like an official position, whereas conservatism is a belief system. Official positions require some amount of paperwork. Belief systems just require you to say it. If they call themselves Christian, which they do. I would call them Christians, which they do.
Take the right.
The only difference between a political belief system and a religious belief system is that actually there is no difference really. Yeah, particularly when you look at like Ted Cruz's defense of when you look at Ted Cruz's defense of Gina Carano, like the Republican Party has basically made transphobia, homophobia, and bigotry their platform. And as much as other Republicans, true Republicans, however you want to refer to it, might disagree with that, they're the voice we're hearing. We're not hearing traditional conservatives, we're hearing these fuckers that are yelling real loud. And much like when priests in the Catholic religion are molesting children, the loudest, most foul portion of your demographic is the one that you get associated with. Don't get mad at me, get mad at them, because they're the ones carrying the name and making it associated with that. Like Austin is conservative, and he's my best friend. I know not all conservatives are like that, but there are a portion of them that are.
Let's do this.
And the Republican Party is doing nothing, really, to excise them.
Let's finish this.
You know, just like I have to claim, just like I have to claim all the batshit insane liberals, and there are a lot of them. Like I don't like that they are associated with the liberal political belief system, which is mine. But until, like, and I disavow them, but they still refer to themselves as liberals. In Canada, the Conservatives win the Fed election 3 out of 4 times, and they're basically the same as yours. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm given to understand.
Gotta be careful. Here we go.
Yeah, no, the batshit crazy, like, we should let our children roam free throughout the countryside, liberals. They're, like, of course, they're not, you know, eating the country, but, they're still a problem.
We still got a job to do.
Don't refer to your children the same way you refer to chicken. That's all I'm saying. Our children, we raise our children free range. I don't believe in disciplining my child. Oh, so that's why your child is trying to beat up my son at daycare every day. Cool. Because you don't believe in discipline. To be clear on that, there is a difference between disciplining your child and, like, abusing your child. There are a certain portion of liberals that think there is no distinction between discipline and abuse, but there is.
Give it back.
That's...
Give it back.
Now, and in defense of those, that's
not
most
a
likely
key.
because they were raised in a home that either had no discipline or had abuse. So
That's not your pendant either. Were they family?
No.
I got off track there.
It was all just a dream, wasn't it? But one day, no. Time to wake up and forget.
Six months ago. On that day, Corneo picked her as a bride, and on the next, she vanished without a trace. But before she did, she gave it back. Salt on the wound. Thing cost me a small fortune.
Why did you want to come down here?
Revenge. I know I need to let go, but I can't. I need closure, because without it, I'll never be able to move on.
It's fine. As long as you get us topside, we're still in.
So yeah, so Leslie's fiance was
And don't worry.
picked as a bride
I got
of Don Corneo. And presumably murdered
You
afterwards.
all right?
I know a shortcut.
Which
Follow
is
me.
why he was working for Don Corneo. He was trying to get into a position of trust where he could kill Don Corneo. Unfortunately, we kind of fucked that whole thing up in our attempt to get information / rescue Tifa, but you know, we're making it right. NDP Nuclear Hybrid is the left-leaning party with almost no one
That
talks about.
twisted
And
piece of shit.
are talked
I'm
about
gonna
because
enjoy
they call
beating
up
him to a pulp.
it.
Corneo's mine, and mine alone.
That sounds like the Green Party over
Please.
here. Is
Fine.
the Green Party, which is the farther left party. The liberal attempt at combating the, I guess actually technically there are a bunch of moderates in the Green Party too, but it's it's the attempt at combating the two-party system by creating a third party that gets largely ignored. Though hey, you know, Republicans are destroying their party so hard right now that it's possible the Green Party might make a surge of political gains. So we just hit a switch that drained a thing. That's relevant because the third and final Corneo stash is over here. Now we're gonna save because the third and final Corneo stash is also guarded. The Green Party of Canada is the one that no one cares about? I mean, I guess that's the Green Party all over, isn't it? You know. I wish I didn't. I wish I had the option of not paying politics. That'd be nice. Unfortunately, I am of a particular minority that is very directly affected by American politics, particularly in the state in which I live. I read a thing. I read a thing yesterday about how the About how Texas has its own power grid, and that's part of the reason why they were why in Texas in particular the sudden weather formation was so particularly bad. Why like so many people lost their power in Texas because they're on their own power grid, that's separate from the rest of the country. I never knew that. That's fascinating. Which I mean, genuinely, like the idea that like because the way the American power grid is set up is basically like all of the western states are connected, all of the eastern and midwestern states are connected, and then Texas is by itself, disconnected from them. I wonder what the like ignoring the politics, ignoring the political justifications or ramifications of that. I'm really curious from like a infrastructure perspective. What if that is a benefit or a? I mean, in this particular case, it isn't. But I'm really like if in general it's beneficial for Texas on its own power grid, or if in general it's detrimental both to Texas and the rest of the country as a whole. I'm really curious about what that does to our general like power grid stability. People's Party of Canada, which as far as I understand it is a neo-fascist party, but take that with a grain of salt. Ah, Republicans. Yeah, the GOP tried to elect a pedophile in Alabama. Actually, no, they successfully elected a pedophile in Alabama. So I'm not, and that's not even like a rumored to be. That's a got off scot-free after basically being found guilty. That's would get murdered if he ever stepped inside a federal penitentiary level. Roy Moore. Sorry, no, he failed. He failed to get elected. But yeah, they were. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got nominated into the general election though, which is a problem. Not only is he a pedophile, conservative news outlets were defending him without explaining that away. Like, they were like, technically he's not a pedophile because the youngest girl he was accused of sexually molesting was 14. And technically the definition of pedophilia is 13 and under. So he's not a pedophile, would be the defense. To which I go, I'm going to strangle you. You're not going to notice because not enough blood gets to your brain not enough oxygen gets to your brain in the first place. But I'm going to strangle you. Yeah, no, you don't go, actually, the girls were 14 years old. that's a good way to get fucking punched. Hate my country sometimes. Fuck going in with a digging drill. Yeah. Still sexual assault. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's like they don't actually defend the sexual assault charges. They just defended that he's not technically a pedophile. Because the girls were 14. Like, if that's your best defense, and people still voted for him. People still voted for him because, of course, no one, because, the women who accused him of sexually assaulting them were obviously lying. That's why they still voted for him. Why were they obviously lying? Because the Republican Party told them they were obviously lying. And we believe the Republican Party, right? They would never. Politicians would never lie to us. Never lie. Why would they lie? Also, he's a good Christian. He's a good Christian, and politicians would never lie. As if being a good Christian has ever been a defense that worked. Oh god, I should have healed. Damn it! I got too tied up in getting mad about Roy Moore and his supporters that I forgot to heal. This is the true cost.
Not throwing at the table.
This is the true cost of American politics.
Taking over. Burn. Here we go. I'm through with you.
God damn it, he jumped over my blade beam.
Shit.
Oh god damn it. He also turned me into a frog. Turned all of us into a frog.
This dude?
Stay strong.
Okay, stop. Stop. There we go. All right.
I got this.
Damon's kiss.
You fired up?
Literally taking the name in vain. Yeah.
Here. No
should probably assess the Sahagin prince.
I got your number.
Sahagin prince, a prince of the sewer-dwelling Sahagin. He wields a special lance that symbolizes his royal status and is more powerful than that of a typical Sahagin. He believes the species must take control of the surface world if they are to survive. How does Assess know that part? How does Assess know, like, the Sahagin prince's political beliefs?
Get ready. Deal with that.
Need my help, please. What's up now? Oh, this is gonna burn.
Let me handle this.
Magic. I mean, it is literally magic, yeah. Imagine if you could do that to people in real life. Like if you had the Assess. Like, if you had the Assess materia,
Oh yeah, another
how would that change, like, political vetting processes, you know?
Okay then. Y'all think we got everything? Question is, it's not gonna
Like,
be
okay,
easy selling
you're
this stuff.
applying to be a police officer. Well, we're gonna have to cast Assess
I
on
could ask
you
her to help. I'm sure
before
she'd
you
be
can
happy to.
go any further in the application process. Okay, the Assess materia here says you attended a Ku Klux Klan rally, like, last week. So, we're gonna arrest you instead. Second. I have two. This assess materia. Going on a first date with somebody. So my assess materia says you're a serial philanderer and that you're married. Bye. Also, I called your wife. But you say there's nothing wrong with dating people who are married if they're in a polyamorous marriage. It's the doing it when your partner doesn't know other people. That's the problem. Yeah, your dates also need to know that. Yeah. I have an OkCupid profile, and on my OkCupid profile, it says at the top, married in a polyamorous relationship, father of two, et cetera, et cetera. Like everything, there should be no surprise. Have I ever had the joy of banning a homophobe? No. I have had the joy of beating the shit out of a homophobe before. That was fun. That was in high school, though. Do tell? Oh, just kid like kept calling me a faggot in class because, in case you don't know, I'm bisexual. I wasn't out as a bisexual at that point, but he just kept calling me a faggot in class over and over again, and I took that. That was fine. Then he started insulting my mom, at which point I picked up my desk and beat him upside the head with it.
Think the kid's gonna be okay going it alone?
Well, you can insult me all you want. You start insulting my mom, I'd kick the shit out of you. Magician's bracelet. Why do you suck? That down. A friend of mine has banned the same homophobe from it 5 times. Well, let's go for 6. All right, we've saved. Star pendant. Everyone needs to have a fire material, including you, Tifa. I only have 2 fire materials. Okay, hang on. I have a second fire material. Or a third fire material, sorry. I have a third fire material. And look, another bench, in case you didn't like the first one. Sort of really hammering home with the bench placement. Hey, you should rest. I bet what happened was in testing, they found that people didn't stop back at that other bench and rest.
Got some urgent info for the Don.
Come alone?
Of course.
Really? Without my little avalanche kittens? I thought I told you to round them up and bring them to me.
Actually, it's them I came to talk about.
Leslie. I don't think I need to remind you why I'm down here. Spilling the beans to those 3 escape artists was a serious mistake. Now I'm on Shinra's shit list. The plate stunt was meant to be an unprecedented tragedy, claiming countless innocent lives. But those naughty little kittens organized an evacuation and screwed up the plan. I'll let you in on a secret. Shinra is going to abandon Midgar, and build something close to paradise. I was invited to be a part of it. Dawn of a new and improved wall market. I'll be lucky to live another week. Leslie, I was gonna let you run your own place. Give you a piece of the action. What a shame. Pop quiz time, kiddo! Villains like us only divulge our evil plans in a certain situation. But what is that situation,
When you think you've already won.
Goodbye.
Think again, Dawn.
I really like the timing on that, where the music drops out and you just hear the sword click.
Keep talking, asshole. Ah! Over there! Over there, look! Don't try to bullshit us. But that's the thing. It's not technically bullshit when it's true.
Hello, Abzu.
Good, Abzu. Feel free to play with your food. Gone out. Bastard.
I like that he announced. I like that he had his own little like dawn out.
First him, then Corneo.
The trick here. Your limit break fills faster when you kill things. Particularly, it fills when you kill these little shotes. Or running around mostly just being a nuisance, but also can be dangerous if you let them live too long. So, run around here on the sides. Then fire.
No escape.
Also lets you build up your ATB gauge. They show you the mechanic in a cutscene, which I appreciate.
Get ready. Don't overdo it.
About damn time. Asshole. Like playing with fire. Ooh, gotta love it. Fired up.
No need to panic.
Yeah, that's why we have the star amulets on, because the sewage causes poison, which would be really bad.
I got this.
My turn. Burn. Need a light. Let's do this.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Combination Quagmire and Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, that's probably a good way to describe him.
Take the lead.
Need my help, do you?
playtime, that's the thing where if there are too many shots left, they'll kill you.
I've got you covered. No need to panic.
I got this. No more playing nice. Gotta give it my all. Shit. Deal with that.
I got this. Give him your all. Come on.
We can get to Ifrit. Really good, because Ifrit is really good against all these bad guys.
Get him.
All right, Ifrit, wreck house. What's the scariest thing in World of Darkness for a hunter? Werewolves are generally the scariest thing in World of Darkness. Particularly black spirals. Black spiral dancers are generally the. Actually, no. I guess there are things that are scary even to werewolves. Obviously, then be. I think they're called Earthbounds. Yeah. Earthbounds. I guess also antediluvian vampires. Like Earthbounds, antediluvian vampires. Yeah. Scary thing when One of Darkness is whatever your toy events. I mean, yeah.
You okay?
Where's Corneo?
Sorry, bastard got away.
It's fine. I'll track him down eventually. Not like I have anything better to do.
You know, I wouldn't be so sure about that. She could still be out there.
Can never be sure how much someone means to you till they're gone. Don't give up on her yet.
Was it a message? What was she trying to tell me?
We'll meet again.
Huh?
It's a symbol of reunion.
absolutely
no
deep as
choice
a
but
gem.
to find her first. Thanks.
Hold up. I think you might be forgetting something.
I haven't. Found it. Let's get out of here. And then I'll give you what you need.
Taste that sweet Midgar smog.
This way.
Being a father
Grappling
harder with the
guns.
lockdowns? Not particularly.
You can practically fly with the souped-up motors on these babies.
I never understand the people that are like,
Sector 7 is on
I've
the
been
other side
around
of
my
that wall.
kids all day. I can't stand it anymore. It's like,
Guns will get you over and past it, along with any
why
number
did
of
you
other
have
obstacles.
kids then? Like, I understand wanting
But
personal
they're
time
one-way
and needing
tickets.
personal. Get that. Everyone needs
once
their
you
own
start
personal
up,
time.
there's
But
no
it's
coming
like,
back. You should probably get your affairs in order.
you
just in
sacrifice
case.
some of your personal time when you choose to
you.
have a child.
Didn't tell you before, but we're looking for someone too.
You are now responsible for this little one that cannot get by in the world without. I take pride in being, particularly in being a
Hope you
father.
find
Lockdown.
You too.
They need me.
Let's go.
Like, this is really like what lockdown is. Lockdown isn't difficult. Isn't like, hard mode for parents or anything. Lockdown is much like many other extreme situations. It's a thing that sort of reveals the people who aren't good parents.
Oh, what brings you here?
Gifts from an angel.
They're to be used to help the people of Sector 7 rebuild.
The angel of the slums? You didn't meet her, did you? Tell me, what was she like?
Never met her. Just her go-between.
A shame. Oh, bless her sweet soul. I don't know what to say. I'll make sure the funds are put to good use. Here, why don't you take this? Something tells me you can use it more than me.
That's the thing, though. There is never a break in parenting. Even when your kids are out of your house, you're still their parent.
This is bad.
Parenting isn't a job; it's a life. And I think that's probably my issue with a lot of the comments that I see is that people treat parenting like it's a 9 to 5. Like you just stop being a parent. It's at a certain point of the day. You don't. You never stop being a parent.
Hey.
Hello, Sigmorg. Sigmorg. Like from the minute my kids were born to the minute I die, I will be a parent. There is not ever going to be a period of time where I get a break. Unless I'm such a horrible parent that they just cut me out of their lives entirely when they're older. Like that's the only time I would get a break.
Everyone, grab your stuff. We're heading out soon.
This is bad.
Because like even when my kids aren't in the house, I'm still like
better.
my kids are at school right now.
Watchmen out looking for
And in the
survivors.
back of my head, there's still
But as
a
much as I'd love
okay.
to
Make
join
sure
them,
your phone is on
I've got another mess on
and
my
visible,
hands at the
so that
moment.
if an emergency
Remember
happens,
those
you're
rumors about a
able
lab?
to react.
They're true. There is one.
Like,
Hidden underground somewhere, and it's full of monsters. So, Cloud, think you can lend us a hand with it? It's only a matter of time before these monsters come calling. I know it's a dangerous job, but
no one else can do it.
well, yeah. So help us out.
being a parent isn't for everyone. Being a parent is not a thing that everyone can or wants to do. God knows I come from a long line of people that aren't good parents. Both of my grandfathers walked out on their kids, like. And then did my dad. Just at a later date.
We're counting on you. Be able to rest easy once we know the monsters are gone.
Everyone, grab your stuff.
Definitely, there's one other quest I need. Oh wait, that might be. No, this is all chapter 4. There's one more quest. I mean, you know, I appreciate it, but it's not like there's anything I can do about it. Other than be a better parent to my kids than my dad was to me. It's not easy. I was talking about earlier, how there are parents that are like, that can't differentiate between discipline and abuse. Making that differentiation is very important to raising a kid, because people can't just have no consequences for their actions. People that have no consequences for their actions are how you get Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. People like that. People who are just like, they're given everything and they never get their hand slapped. But you also can't let your frustration turn discipline into abuse. And it's like this morning we had a hell of a morning. Let me just tell you guys about this morning. This morning I got woken up earlier than I normally wake up, because my wife's a teacher and she takes the kids with her to daycare because she teaches at a preschool. And my kids were not having a good day. One started screaming, and the other one started screaming, and they just wanted my son wanted to play on his tablet, and he needed to get dressed, so he needed to get his teeth brushed, get him out the door and everything. And they were both screaming their lungs out, and I had to get up and help with that. And as I was getting up, my son just started smacking my daughter, so I had to remove him from the situation and sort of hold him down elsewhere and tell him no, forcefully. Yes, I was yelling because they were screaming. And if I wasn't yelling, they wouldn't have heard me. And so it's like you have to. There's a line of like, I can't just say Gabriel, I need you to stop. Gabriel, I need you to stop. When he's screaming his lungs out and trying to punch and kick his sister. Because that's not going to stop him. But I also don't need to get the belt out and whale him upside the head with it. You have to find the middle ground. Both my mom and dad had alcoholics for parents. Yeah, I mean, and people come with their... That's the thing. It's like, just because you're a parent doesn't mean you're not a person, and people come with baggage.
I look forward to receiving all of your future battle intel submissions.
And I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna make a bad call as a parent. And I don't know if yelling at my child to stop hitting his sister was the right call or not. But after everybody had calmed down, I apologized to him for yelling at him, because it's also important to teach your kids what to do when you make a mistake, even if you don't believe you made a mistake. And so once everyone calmed down and the situation was resolved and he wasn't trying to hit his sister anymore and we were getting ready to get out the door, I gave him I pulled him close and gave him a hug and said, Gabriel, I'm sorry for this morning. And then we had him apologize to his sister for trying to hit her. That's parenting.
I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research.
Do your best and you pray you don't fuck it up. Alright, let's try to get Leviathan.
Hey, those officers.
Leviathan is tricky.
See all those Shinra troopers storming the Dawn's place? What's that?
Speaking of. Alright. Not the voicemail that I need. I don't think. No. That's just from a certification company wanting me to pay money to get another. But yeah, I try to, instill some level of discipline in my kids, and I also try to let them know that it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to apologize, because those are things that my father never. Fuck, my father still hasn't admitted he was wrong for anything ever in his life. My father insisted that if Obama way back when if Obama got elected, his shop would go under. He was adamant that if Obama got elected, he would have to close his shop. Obama got elected twice, and his shop is still open. He's never admitted he was wrong, though. That's the thing that I want. I don't do.
Hey there, we're a pharmacy.
Hear me
but
admit
we
that I'm
stock other stuff too.
wrong, that it's okay. And I want to make sure that, when I do wrong by them, I admit it to them, and I apologize to them. It's easy to say I'm sorry after you have to enforce discipline, because I don't want to discipline kids, but can't not. I also don't want them to turn out like Donald Trump or Mitch McConnell. Alright, so Leviathan is water, which means weak to lightning, critically. So that around. Has magic at 1.5. Actually, a regular lighting issue. The lowest back. That light. There we go.
Where'd they go?
So we're gonna take a quick break now. Before we decide to take on Leviathan, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. It helps me out. And then we'll be back in just a bit. Remember, my break is your break, so stand up, stretch your legs, move around, get your drinks, your snacks. We're back. And oh my god, you guys, I did it. I figured it out. So, I have a really bad history with you know, I always get cheap. I've always in the past gotten fairly cheap chairs that just fall apart underneath the amount that I use them. So, we got this chair as a much more expensive, you know, gamer chair. And when I got it, you know, it's got a very supportive back, and it's a swivel chair, and all this other good stuff that's really good. But the issue was that the padding and the cushion was so small that I basically was feeling all of the support, all of the hard metal support underneath it every time I sat down. And sitting in it for prolonged periods of time would hurt like hell. So then I got a seat cushion for my chair, a purple cushion. It is this sort of really neat, futuristic, you know, additional cushion that's supposed to be very comfortable. And it is very comfortable to sit in, but the problem would be that as I was sitting in it, it would, because I shift around a lot, it would also shift around underneath me, and I would eventually end up sitting on a hard corner. Like it would compress into a hard corner, and that would cause even more pain. So I was looking at my chair during the break, and I realized that there's a cavity underneath the cushion. I could put something additional. So I put my purple seat cushion into the space underneath the default cushion that the chair comes with. So now I've got the additional, you know, support of the purple cushion, but I've got the ergonomic default seat that doesn't have any hard lines that'll compress and cause pain. So it's the best of both worlds. And my god, do I feel better. Like after you've been sitting on a cushion that's been hurting you for a little while, once you sit on a cushion that doesn't hurt anymore, you can sort of feel exactly where you were hurting by the differentials. So nice. Anyways, sorry about that. I really needed to express my gratitude for this chair. My grandpa was a sailor, so one time when he was in Bermuda, he got drunk with his buddies and tried to steal a governor's statue as a keepsake, and he failed. Holy shit, really? My grandfather, the grandfather that I knew, I only knew one of my grandfathers because the other one skipped town a lot earlier and had any never action with the rest of us. My one grandfather was an Air Force mechanic. Around the world. Thank you. Thumbs up for the chair, by the way. Thank you. That grandfather, Guillermo, is actually where the Cuban comes from. Guillermo de Verona came to the States from Cuba, escaping Castro, and enlisted in the Air Force as an engineer just before the Bay of Pigs. So that's how he, like, serving as an engineer in the Air Force is how he earned his citizenship and brought the rest of the family over from Cuba. But before that, we actually originate from Spain, where a long time ago, there was a farming family in northern Spain, and the Perezes, and there was two brothers and a sister, and during one of the various wars of secession in Spain, the two brothers got drafted by Portugal to fight against Spain in this, because Portugal was ruling over Spain at the time, or what is now Portugal. Anyways, and so they fought for Portugal against Prince of Aragon, and on the battlefield, her brothers, Maria Perez's brothers, got injured. So she took their gear and went to fight in their stead, and then found and dueled one-on-one the Prince of Aragon on the battlefield. And won, captured him, and brought him back to Portugal. Eventually, the war ended and everyone went back to their own homes. But after the war ended, she was summoned by the prince she had bested, who didn't know she was a woman, to be given honors as a warrior on the battlefield. And when she took off her helmet and revealed that she was a woman, he basically said, you have impressed me. You fought this day not like a woman, but like a varon, like a man. And so from here on, you will be De Verona. And he built her a castle on the land where the farm was. De Verona Castle. You can actually Google De Verona Castle to find that castle that was in my family up until a few generations back when the family moved to Cuba. When the family moved to Cuba, the government of Spain basically said, hey, look, either you keep paying, your property taxes on this castle, or we're going to take it and make it a historical site. And without asking any of the rest of the members of the family, the head of the family at the time sold the castle back to Spain. Which, was the thing, because several members of the family were very mad at him for that, because they were like, we would have gladly moved back to Spain and lived in the castle. That would have been fine. So, but no, the family moved to Cuba, and then my grandfather brought the family to Cuba up to the States. I don't know why I got on that tangent. Oh, I got on the tangent because you were talking about the sailor and others. Anyways, Leviathan.
I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research. Then I invite you to
Let's
ready
fight
your
Leviathan.
portable battle simulator.
Leviathan, a summon recreated in virtual reality. This entity is the tutelary dragon deity said to protect people from natural disasters. Today, most of its worshippers live in the vicinity of Wutai. Weak to lightning, resistant to cold. More resistant to fire. So it's resistant to proportional damage, resistant to fixed damage, and resistant to magic. So physical damage is what we want to be getting physical and lightning damage from Leviathan. I should have put the lightning damage on the lightning elemental on Barret. Give me while I die.
Got some die here?
better don't.
Pull yourself together. Asshole! Coming at you hard and fast. Suck on this.
Ah. Like a dry spot in my throat right here. Ow. Now, Barrett has the most health, so I should have put the lightning elemental on his gun. Come to me, fat chocobo! Oh, large chocobo, give us your wisdom and strength. Tifa, show him what dolphins do. Flying. Oh yeah, that didn't feel good, did it? Hey, now we get to see Barrett's new limit break for the first time. That's my favorite comedy movie? Oh, no. Hey, got it. Leviathan's much harder on hard mode.
Sure thing,
I mean, everything's much harder on hard mode. Favorite comedy movie?
Marvelous. Leviathan, the patron deity of Wutai, is not an enemy to be trifled with. Together, you can cleanse the world of the Shinra Scourge.
Kirby Elf? I really don't like Will Ferrell in any incarnation, so it's definitely not Elf. I just I understand people really enjoy Will Ferrell's comedy movies, but
your future battle intel
it's
submissions.
just not my taste. Pictures of Merritt on Munchausen, maybe? No, no. Duh. Why am I even thinking about this? Spaceballs.
Hey, those officers, where'd they go?
Slash Robin Hood Men in Tights. Spaceballs and Robin Hood Men in Tights. Basically, if you give me a Mel Brooks movie at any day.
I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research.
Actually, the producers, the modern producers, not the classic producers, the more modern producers, because it's a musical and I can sing along to it. Give me that one.
Hey, those officers, where'd they go?
And now it's springtime for Hitler and Germany. Rhineland's a fine land once more. We're marching to a fast. Look out, here comes the master race. The movie that had the balls to make a very clearly gay character play Hitler was fantastic.
I think I've got enough energy now.
I'll Myself is one of the best songs in musical theater history. I'll myself, I'll to me, the crowd who's out our history. Hitler or something. Did.
We've been getting tremors ever since last night. Roads are collapsing.
Alright, so there's a monster down here we gotta kill. Look, we're back here. Forgotten how this fight goes. I feel like I don't want Have you seen The Man in the High Castle? I have not seen The Man in the High Castle, no. Barrett. Have him also take the barrier, the maxed out barrier. Cleansing. So the premise? I know it's a World War II movie. Well, about Hitler, I believe. That's all I know. Chakra. Our weapons are. Got another. This is an optional boss fight, and I don't remember how hard it is on normal. I remember beating my head against a wall on hard mode to beat it. Do not remember how tough it is. Ways to get. So few. So much more. The Buster. Physical damage wise. Don't think I'm gonna be doing a lot of magic here. What am I losing if I swap to the hard edge? Oh, nothing, because it's the same number of slots as the Buster Sword. Alright, sweet, never mind. Going to the hard edge. Buster Sword is better in everything, but damage. More health, more MP, more magic attack, more defense. I just... Survivability is more important here. This is the prep phase. think we're probably going to stay with the Big Bertha on. I think we're staying with our current loadout actually. But we need don't matter anymore. Filed a champion belt. A champion belt. Barrett. In High Castle is a QT show that takes place in a universe where the Nazi and Imperial Japan won World War II. Is ruled the East Coast of the U.S. and Canada under Nazi rule, and the West Coast under Japanese rule. Oh, so Command and Conquer Red Alert. Oh. Red Alert was more. You hear a faint growling in the distance, says the game. Bullshit, says I. That was not faint. That was very loud and distinct growling.
Coming through.
Dagger.
Oh yeah, another one in the bag.
Yeah, the first time we escaped from this underground lab, at some point there was like a door that slammed and there was a really big loud growl behind it. Well, now we have to go find out what that growl was and make it stop growling. this is the lab where Wedge was.
It's over.
Yeah, it's the lab that Wedge fell down into.
No surprises there.
I mean, Cloud was there too. No, this is not a Cloud. This is not a lab that Cloud had ever been in prior to the events of this. It certainly reminded Cloud of a lab that he had been in. No, Cloud wasn't in a facility in Midgar for those events. He was in a facility in Nibelheim.
You're good at this.
Told you so.
Now we will not see the lab that Cloud was in part 1. Yeah, the lab you're thinking of, John Locke Cole, is the lab beneath the Shinra Manor. Which, oh my god, can I not wait until we see whatever that's going to look like in the remake? That lab and the person in it. No, they didn't get. No, they never got captured again outside of Midgar. The events that happen outside of Midgar after they escape Nibelheim, immediately predate the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. Like that all happened like a week earlier, before the first bombing run. Yeah. Yeah, immediately after that event, Tifa finds Cloud at a train station wigging out. But we'll get to that later. Barrett, shoot these blocks. Does the remake explain the formation of Avalanche? I mean, kind of. You know, Avalanche was... we learned earlier that Avalanche was formed by people that... by planetologists who, you know, believe that Shinra is killing the planet. There is a more in-depth explanation later on in the Final Fantasy VII narrative, which we'll probably get to in Remake Part 2 or 3, depending on what they do in Remake. Depending on how they take Remake Part 2. Really.
Get ready. Gotcha. Allow me.
Unless you mean like the specific Avalanche cell run by Barrett, in which case, no. But we do get that explanation later in the narrative. Or we will get that explanation later in the game.
No holding back. Let's go.
We will learn Barrett's motivations in part 2, probably. That doesn't sound all. We're in Type B specimens isolation zone. What's a Type B specimen? I wonder if the B means anything.
Coming through.
What's this, precious? Type 0 Behemoth. Part 2 might be up to the Temple of the Ancients. I can see that. Or Part 2 might be up to the Weapons Awakening. Part 2 might be all the way up to the Weapons waking up, and then Part 3 will be the resolution of everything, if they go for a 3-part narrative. I honestly don't know. It'll really depend on what they do with the tweaks that they've made. So, what is this thing? It's a lot of towns, but it's not a lot of, like, if you ignore all the side content, it's actually not a lot of narrative between the weapons waking up and the like Midgar, because it's like it goes Midgar to Junon to Nibelheim to Rocket Town to Black Materia, the Crater. Or we Temple of Ages to Crater. It's like, it's all like, bah, 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 bah. It's not a lot of, like, narrative between those places. It could probably end earlier than that, but I don't know. It'll either end Temple of Ancients or, because the Crater's right after the Temple of Ancients. Yeah, Junon to Gold Saucer, but yeah, it's like, so it's like, there's a couple of different places I could see it ending, but they've sort of like with the first remake, they surprised me utterly. So I've no real idea. Because there's not a lot in Junon, there's not a lot in Gold Saucer, there's not a lot in Nibel. There's more in Nibelheim, but like there's more in Nibelheim. There's not a lot in Rocket Town. There's not a lot in the Black Pyramid. And then there's a lot in the Temple of Ancients, and then there's a lot in the Crater. And then there's not a lot after that. Like, of the main narrative. Like I said, I honestly have no idea what they're gonna do. They might only be 2 parts, honestly. Like, I could see them condensing everything else down into just a second part. Yeah, of strictly the Sephiroth story, which is the thing, right? We don't know how much of the side character story they're going to extrapolate on. Okay. Anyways, so this is a Type 0 Behemoth. variant form of the behemoth. They are bred and raised as Shinra lab specimens, and other monsters quake in fear of the sound of their roar. Grapple and knock down its upper or lower body, while one is knocked down, do the same to the other to stagger the beast. It will counter if the attacked with spells while its horns are intact. So you really, basically, until you break the horns, you don't want to cast spells at it. That's why I removed the things. So behemoths. Behemoths are classic Final Fantasy monsters, and I love what they've done with the redesign of this one. Behemoths are one of the top tier, like, boss monsters. They show up in a lot of older games as random encounter enemies, but they're always high level random encounter enemies. And they're sort of iconic. Like, they're iconic enough that Behemoths got the when Final Fantasy XIV and Monster Hunter World did a crossover event, the Behemoth went to Monster Hunter. That's how iconic they are as sort of like the big bat. They're like sort of the pinnacle of beasts in Final Fantasy. And this one in particular, Shinra grabbed and fucked with, as Shinra is wont to do. Who is Sephiroth other than fucking creepy? Well, he's fucking creepy. So Sephiroth is a first-class soldier. Specifically, he's the hero of Wutai, of the Wutai War, at least. He, as far as we know in the game at the moment, he is was a very, very powerful member of the Shinra military who died 5 years ago. He's one of like, he's one of like 4 soldier first classes ever. Oh no, like one of like 5 soldier first classes ever.
Hang in there. Watch yourself.
Taking over.
Watch and learn. Choke-loaded asshole.
Alright, focus on the horns. Break! Yes! Fuck you!
Keep it together.
Guess it's my turn. Bring in the heat. Ooh, gotta love fun.
Yes, Sephiroth is derived from the Sephiroth. Which, funnily enough, there's actually a primal in Final Fantasy XIV who's just called Sephiroth, who is also that reference.
Give it all you got.
I've got this.
I've got you covered.
Is he evil? Yes. Pretty definitely. He's the big bad. Sephiroth is the big bad for Final Fantasy VII. We don't, not that we know it yet, but Tifa's name also comes from the Sephiroth. I have no idea on that part. Maybe? I'd believe it.
You took care of those monsters? Oh, thank you. That's one less big problem to worry about. We owe you.
I know it's tough right now, but stay strong, you hear?
You too, buddy. But hey, we're grounders. We don't break easy. I know it's not much, but take this with my thanks.
Tifa may also be derived from Tiferet, the sixth Sephiroth in the Tree of Life, symbolizing love, beauty, and self-sacrifice. This would tie up with the larger theme Final Fantasy VII has with Jewish mysticism. Oh, neat. All right. What is this side quest that we're missing? Right. Everyone who got out of Right. We've got one more side quest to do, and then we'll move on to the next chapter. I think we've actually already got all the items.
Come on, let's ride.
Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like I've got more hair on my mustache right here. Maybe it's just the lighting. Just kind of bugging me because every time I look over, there's like a dark spot right here. Uneven. There it is.
What am I gonna do now? I know you. You're Aerith's bodyguard. I could really use her help. She always knew where to find the best herbs, and you haven't seen her, have you? I used up all my meds treating people injured when the plate fell, you see. I could make more, but not without those herbs.
So what do you need?
You mean you're willing to help me out? Oh, thank you. You'd be doing this town a huge favor. Here's a list of everything I'm looking for.
How many siblings do I have? 2. Not counting my siblings-in-law. I have a younger brother and an older brother. I'm the middle child.
Oh, did you manage to get everything I needed? Thank you. This ought to be more than enough. I can see why Aerith put her trust in you. Don't worry. I'll take it from here. You've done more than your fair share already. Here, take this. I'm betting it'll come in handy.
Welcome to Sam's delivery service. This song helps me to unwind. You look a bit tired yourself. Here, listen.
Master all the magic. Magic materia are the green, so I have to get a mastered version of 12. So I think I've done all the side quests. Yep. Okay. So there should be a present somewhere down the road here. Yep, there it is. Letter from the Guardian Angel. Elemental materia. This is how we get our second elemental materia. Merc, I saw what you did for the people here, and on behalf of those you helped, I just want to say thanks. You've shown a bit of sunlight on this dreary town. I attached a little something to this letter. It's not much, but I figured it might come in handy. Don't forget, you've got an angel watching over you. Guardian angel. So yeah, if you do all the side quests before you leave, the Guardian Angel will leave you another elemental materia. Gonna be good, because we're gonna need it. read a sci-fi novel as my RST in English class.
We
Cool.
won't be coming back here anytime soon. So, when this is over, you gonna go on being a merc?
That's the plan.
Reckon it suits you.
Yeah, it does.
Used to think you were a little shit with a big attitude and a bigger inferiority complex. Quite possibly the worst person I have ever met. But that was before I figured you out. All this, it ain't you.
Deep down, you're a pretty nice guy. Didn't see it when we were kids, but...
Don't know about any of that. But kindness is no use on the battlefield. If anything, it's a liability.
Hey, no one's asking you to treat Shinra with kid gloves.
Aerith's up there waiting for us.
Then we better get a move on, huh?
Ready?
Grapple guns. We don't have the. Unfortunately, we don't get the shiny golden wire of hope line. I am sad about. In the original game, there's a bit of the plate that crashed down here that you can. Oh God, I forgot to buy batteries. I don't think I actually came with batteries. There's a bit of the plate that crashed down here. That you can climb up, and there's like a big wire, like power line.
Some Shinra ass and save the
And
planet.
Barrett has this big speech about how it's a shiny golden wire of hope.
Get out.
Copy.
Top of the collapsed Sector 7
Gotta be
plate.
careful. No telling what's gonna collapse or when.
Robbie, where did Daddy go? Don't worry, sweetie. Everything will be okay. Are you hurt?
So this is on top of the plate. These were all people that were on top of the plate when it collapsed.
Why did this have to happen?
Hey, you guys might want to turn around.
A friend of ours needs help.
It's too dangerous.
For you, maybe.
Just try to be careful.
It reminds you of a Southern preacher. So he has certain aspects of that. Point benches.
Throw down with me?
Allow me.
Bionically modified subspecies of Vargid police. Capable of flying thanks to levistones implanted in its body. This breed is now feral after some specimens escaped from the lab and bred in the wild.
It's on you.
About damn time.
Come on.
Stop on this. Don't stop now. Want some more? Special delivery. Ain't no thing.
Not bad.
Barrett's gonna be very important section. I should actually give him. Because flying things tend to be vulnerable to wind.
Let's give him hell!
And then some.
God, let you sleep. Got a whole heap of mad with your name on it.
That it? No turning back.
Guess it's my turn. Hope you don't mind if I pouring it on.
Too easy.
What the hell? Want some more? What the hell?
Oh, I forgot to give her magnify back. Acquired the elegant aura ability.
I'm still kicking. Oh, you in trouble now. Get the hell out of here.
Give me your best shot.
You ain't getting out of this. Stay down, asshole. Don't want it, asshole.
No surprises there.
Materia improved. Prayer materia improved.
So that's where we have to climb?
What if it comes apart while we're up there?
We've made it through worse, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a miracle we haven't been killed a dozen times over by now. It's a dead end.
Thank you.
Wonder if this rope belongs to search and rescue.
Think we might be able to climb up here.
You so hard it hurt.
Time for the grappling guns. Try to aim for that part of the rope that's hanging there.
Don't screw up and fall. By the way, how well you do with this grappling gun will tell us a whole lot about you.
Just remember, we can't come back down. Are you ready?
I think I see a rope hanging off the top end.
That sentence from Barrett was meant to
Too easy. This
was meant
keeps
to
up
make you think that there was some sort of like mechanical differentiation for how you can use the grapple gun, but then you immediately just point and click.
We can take them.
We need to stay on mission.
I know. Saving Aerith is our top priority.
We have some third-class soldier operatives here. So yeah, welcome to third-class soldiers. As you can see, the major difference between them and the Shinra Grunt is that third-class soldiers can use the area. Soldiers are actually assigned combat materia whenever they get ready to go out for a mission.
Respond! Hunter 2-2! Respond, damn it!
This is Hunter 2-2. Just had to put down a few monsters. Over.
Roger. Frickin' Avalanche making us put in OT. Probably cowering in the dark somewhere. If you find the shitheads, make them suffer. 2-3 out.
Listen up! We ain't running and we ain't hiding! Y'all don't know the meaning of suffering, but you will!
Call was over.
Thank God, because Barrett almost gave away their position. I like how Barrett's like, say something to keep them off our trail, and then when they insult Avalanche, Barrett just loses it and starts yelling.
Not this guy again.
Come on, we need to get inside.
Why don't we use our grappling guns to get up there? Jump over all this shit.
Not much choice.
What the? It's them! Avalanche! 2-3, this is 1-4, we have contact!
I guess everybody and their mother knows we're here now.
God damn traitor!
It's over. That's that.
Bring it! No need to fight. Not looking good.
Deal with that.
All right, watch and learn. Time to fly. Come on. Hope you don't mind if I finish. Bring it home.
All set.
They're over here! Surround them!
No need to move. It's over.
Target spotted.
In hard mode, having a mastered prey materia is a requirement. Having like 2 or 3 mastered prey materia is basically a requirement. Because once you've got prey like mastered, it heals basically like a Kiraga. But it heals everybody, and that costs no mana. So getting prey leveled up is really important in your first run through of this game.
What do you think? Can we climb it?
Sure, with the grappling gun.
I just hope that this kind of holds.
But yeah, so that's where we're going to save it for today at this rest stop here. Noon. So, as a reminder, in 2 hours, I'll be on the Dragonstone stream over at twitch.tv/Valdrianth, or IANTH. Playing Malik, my half-orc, half-drow wizard, Order of the Scribes wizard. Then later tonight, at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be having our Hunt of the Vigil game here on Darkness Wind, Show Films. And then we'll be back tomorrow for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, thanks for sitting in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for chatting. And yeah, you in a few hours if you come over to twitch.tv/Valdrianth's channel. Then.